NFL, NFL, NFL. I'm not surprised what you just did. Before I go on, I want to say congratulations to Mark Evans and Isaiah Lamb for making it to the NFL Combine. Well deserved. But back to the NFL. I get it. You guys don't want to put too much HBCU players in the NFL Combine. Aubrey Miller, Isaiah Bolden, and Dallas Daniels from Jackson State did everything possible to make it. But that's okay. I'm going to tell you how they're going to overcome this. And just like what James Houston went through last year, expect someone from this JSU draft class to make a similar impact. And I'll chime in. What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video throughout all social media platforms. Wow. NFL. I'm not surprised. Unfortunately. I just want to say that the Jackson State players who performed well in the Senior Bowls, this is not on their doing. They did everything possible to stand out. Aubrey Miller, Isaiah Bolden, as well as Dallas Daniels contributed very well in those games. Aubrey Miller led the Reese's Senior Bowl, which is the top-notch senior bowl around, and a lot of players have been drafted from this kind of all-star game. But let me digress. Aubrey Miller led the team that he was on with 7 tackles, which is a lot, especially for those type of matchups. He exceeded expectations. And this is why I root for Aubrey Miller. When we all watched the original Coach Prime documentary, the one that was before Amazon Prime, Deion Sanders was very hard on Aubrey Miller. Some will say too harsh. But what did Aubrey Miller do? He didn't cry about it. He didn't say, woe is me. He used that as motivation. You can tell he was motivated by that situation when he plays in the field. He plays with a certain aggression, tact, intelligence, that he doesn't want to fail his defense. And this is why he will succeed in the NFL. That hunger, that fight, that's pro-worthy. And what's also disappointing for Isaiah Bolden is we all know he would have ran some good times, had a great vertical jump. He would have done all those numbers. But I see what the NFL is doing. The NFL, let's be honest, they don't want too many HBCU players into that spotlight. They settled for 2 when it could have been more. And I don't want to hear about everybody can't be drafted. That's what they're going to go in their narrative. But let's be honest, there were a lot of players who went to the scouting combine in Indianapolis and didn't get drafted. There were some from the pro days that didn't go to the NFL combine that got drafted over some that went to the combine. So my advice to not just the 3 Jackson State players, but the players that could have been in there, Shaq Davis, Jadakiss Bonds, I mean, the list goes on. Keenan Isaac, Kamari Everett. To those brothers put on those pro days, it showed the NFL that they don't want to make that mistake they did with James Houston, And thank God for the Detroit Lions for taking a chance. Even though I will continue to say this. I believe not Aubrey Miller, but James Houston should have been drafted very high. A lot of people were saying, well, he was going against SWAC offensive line. That it's not the same competition. But when James Houston played in his senior showcases, those same Power 5 linemen that they boost up, he handled his business. And he's doing the same thing in the NFL. Could you imagine if James Houston would have played literally all the games for the Lions? Can you imagine how many sacks he would have had? I'll rest my case. But back to the players. Use this as fuel. The narrative is that the competition of HBCUs is the reason why they're not getting drafted. And each time you're seeing multiple players hold their own and make a name for themselves. Look at Jacoby Durant. Look at Joshua Williams, who's playing in the Super Bowl and contributed with the Chiefs. And people were saying, oh, Joshua Williams came from D2, but he's 6'2", has elite athleticism, and he was a dog in this conference. The NFL will find you. Talent is talent. A lot of Hall of Famers came from the FCS, HBCUs. That's a fact. It's really funny to me that the NFL is trying their best to clean up their image and say we support African Americans, we support causes, we support HBCUs. Now they act like they care about HBCUs, but they can't even get an invite to the main Ideal Combine, the one that's going to be on NFL Network. Everybody and their mama's going to see. Everyone's going to see the NFL Scouting Combine who loves sports, that is. But you only want 2 HBCU players. Give me a break. We see what this is about. This is politics. So to all the HBCU players, as always, you have to keep going above and beyond to make it. But this is why these type of situations go to our people. There's always adversity. But when you rise above the doubt, when you rise above the hate, when you rise above the powers that be trying to limitate your talent, the reward is so sweet when you make it. Keep making HBCUs proud. This is RawTruth Media. Stay blessed, and I'm out.